Welcome to IronCast, brought to you by GT&E. I'm your host, Jason Gilhooly. In this podcast, we talk all things iron. Whether you're in the dirt, trees, or pavement, it's about real people, their stories, and real conversation. Insight to what's happening in the construction industry and everything in between. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to get things fired up and ready to go. Now you're on the record.
This is legal.
It's for legal measure here. Everything you say can and will be used for this podcast. So, intro music. It's kind of jazzy.
I like it.
Got the jazz hands going. Welcome to the IronCast. I am really excited about this episode here. We got a full house here in the IronCast studio. Sitting to my immediate right, because people can't, they can see.
They can.
We're recording all kinds of things. We got all kinds of cameras here. There's some just laying on the table. But to my immediate right here is what I call the Honorable John Jones. Well, all rise. He don't call it a comeback. You did this once before.
Yep.
We had you on here a few episodes ago. And John, is such a great conversation. Thanks for coming in here to be my co-host, but sitting straight ahead, dead nuts.
Don't make eye contact with me again and say dead nuts. That was brutal.
Top dead center.
He's testing.
Is Eric Jumper. Welcome to the IronCast.
Happy to be a guest.
I'm happy that you are a guest. Hey, Rachel, you're here.
I'm here. I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. It's good to have you.
Jamie's back.
Jamie's back.
That's our Jamie. And so, Eric, why don't you give us a little rundown here of how you got started in the construction industry? I want the whole family history. You know, when you were born. No, you don't have to go.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's lay it on us. We want to get to know you.
I know where I was born, and that hospital was eventually slated for demolition. So.
Oh.
Yeah. My theory is that if I knock the hospital down that I was born in, that I can't die. I can be.
Is that how that works?
No one's done it before.
I was going to say, is that a first?
I think it might
It's
be.
got to be.
That would be a first.
So maybe that's the key to immortality.
And you are a guy that does things first. That's what I've noticed. So we'd like to hear the background of this. So how'd you get started?
By force, usually. So I guess the short story is one summer I went to work with my dad just to like play on the job site. I think it was in middle school. And some guy didn't show up for work, so I went and ran the roller because I was the only body available. It was fun, so I was like, I'll do it again tomorrow. And they paid me via my dad's, so they gave my dad a per diem. That's how I got paid.
There you go.
So I was on the books, kind of. Anytime somebody because we're working at a landfill, anytime somebody came by from the landfill, I was told to tell them that I was 18. So every day the inspector would come over and he'd be like, hey, how's it going? And I would just blurt out, I'm 18. He's like, I didn't ask.
Oh my goodness. How old were you?
I was 14.
Okay. This
So
is
not 18.
Okay. This is on the record.
This is, yeah. Yeah.
Get a letter in the mail.
Yeah.
It's past limitation.
That's okay.
It
that,
is, yeah.
that landfill will be closed soon. It's all right.
All right.
It's all right. No, I don't need their business anymore.
So you came into this industry rolling.
Yep. And, I had been around it most of my early childhood. There's a picture of me on my dad's lap in the seat of a 992 out in Lock Haven.
Yeah.
Which that machine is still in use. I'm trying to actively buy that machine.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
I don't know what I'm going to do with a 992, but 992 in my
just
backyard.
Have it. Yep. Just have it.
Yep.
I think you could use it to fix your moat.
I could, yeah. I have a moat around my house. So I have my house is the driveway and the house are divided by a stream.
Do you live in a castle?
I live in more of like a cabin kind of thing.
Yep.
Cabin in the woods.
Cabin in the woods with a moat.
With no cell service.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
I don't. Starlink's expensive.
Is it?
Yes. Yes. They're very expensive.
Elon, if you're listening.
Those deals that you see are not true.
They're not true.
It is $200 a month.
Well, I'm paying over $300 for Xfinity.
Oh, well, I guess I'm not doing that bad then.
No, I think you're doing pretty good. And then you got your streaming services.
Yeah.
But we're getting in the
But it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, I did that. We had like a family business for a while. We did landscaping and we did like all kinds of random excavation projects. I grew up in Northeast PA, and the thing about Northeast PA is like if you're not like connected with people, it's hard to start a business there.
Yeah.
I won't get too much into detail on all that, but it's a very difficult place to start a business in that trade. So I struggled a lot and got into like public bidding. So like when I was 18, I figured out like somehow we ended up getting like a pretty decent size bonding aggregate. So like I could go after a lot of work, which was odd at the time. But I figured that out and I was really good at the paperwork and the bidding and all that. So we did a lot of like weird jobs for DCNR and DEP. We did some oddball stuff.
Yeah.
But it turns out none of us were really good at running the company at the time, and we all just wanted to be in the field, and we were arguing all the time and this and that. So my whole family actually ended up moving to South Carolina. I stayed here for a couple years, worked for Mushlets my first go around as an operator. In the background of all of that, for 7 seasons, I worked at ski resorts across the East Coast.
Are you a skier?
I'm a snowboarder.
Okay.
But I can ski. So I learned to snowboard first because it's easier to snowboard and then learn to ski
I would agree, yes.
to backwards, yeah. So I did that, mostly like terrain parks. I did a lot of terrain park building.
That's fun.
Worked at a bunch of different mountains, did a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
I did an X Games build
Did you?
in Aspen. Yep.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So I did a lot of cool stuff. Let's see. And then I moved to South Carolina 2018. And then worked for a bunch of different companies.
Where in South Carolina?
Charleston.
Charleston.
Yep. So then for 3 years, I worked for a bunch of different outfits. That was probably the best thing I could have done because I got such a unique perspective of a different part of the same industry.
Yeah.
So it is a completely different world down there. You do
Where
things
do you think
differently.
that line is where the world changes?
I think there are several lines. The primary line culturally is probably a little further south than where we're sitting right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
The line creeps up a little more every day. And that line is based off of pay rate and skill level.
Yeah.
So
with this whole Mason-Dixon line, what's that?
it's probably right about there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
But yeah, I mean, it was tough. Like they don't really, like guys just don't care down there a lot.
Yeah.
Like my first day, I was like, where I came from up north, like you scratch a counterweight on an excavator, you're fired. Like that's it.
That's a no.
You go down there and they're like, every one of them is, all the counterweights are brown just from dragging them in the mud all day. And it's a skill level, but then it's also like an environmental thing because you're constantly sinking in the mud.
Yeah.
Like you don't bench load in the South.
No.
In the low country at least. If you get on top of a pile with an excavator, you're going to be in the pile after a couple swings.
Right.
Like it's just a totally different material. So then like learning how to manage, it's one of those things where like if you can be good in the low country as an operator, you can go anywhere and be really good. You learn a lot about like mud and especially like, so I did a lot of utility work down there. So we were doing, the company I worked for had a bunch of vac trucks. They had 27 vac trucks. I spent 2 years working at the biggest data center at the time in the country.
Yeah.
And that was all like existing infrastructure. So we were doing all these crazy utilities and fiber duct banks and all that stuff in that data center. So I learned a lot of stuff in a very short period of time. I learned about logging. I learned about unique demolition, dredging, the beach reclamation stuff, like all kinds of things. Again, in the background of all that, I was taking pictures and learning that side of things because I was always good at social media. So that was when I found BuildWit. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. This guy's getting paid to just like go see cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Kind of talked to him a little bit online, and he was kind of noticing the stuff I was posting. And for maybe like 2 years, I was like, hey, just give me a job. He's like, no, I'm not ready yet. So then I bullied him for 2 years until he gave me a job online. And then the pieces finally lined up. I was getting sick of where I was, and I was like, you know what? It's time for something different.
What year was this?
This was This was 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, September of 2020 was my first day at BuildWit.
So you're into COVID.
Yes. Yeah, so
the world changed.
yes, 100%. Yeah. Well, so it was cool being down there because the South Carolina was like almost unaffected. We never stopped dining inside or anything like that.
Right, yeah.
So now the job site that I was on, because I was working on a Google job, like we had masks before anybody even thought masks were a thing. Like we had masks in March.
Wow.
Which was crazy.
You were masked up in March.
Yep.
Wow.
In a machine with the glass closed around me.
Yeah, pressurized cab.
Yep. If you didn't have a mask on, you were getting a write-up. Yeah. Yeah. It's nuts. But yeah, so we were deep in COVID. Started working there just as like a photographer, which is kind of cool. And then amongst all that travel, you were going to places that were really heavy into COVID restrictions. So like, man, the air travel, all that stuff, like it was a nightmare.
It was nuts
for the first 2 years of that.
Yeah.
I hated that part of it. I probably had 7 different job titles by the time we were done because that company was constantly changing. But I had fun. It was stressful. It was a lot of growing pains. But I did that until 2023. I moved back up here. My wife was living here. It was easier for me to move back up here than have to break her lease and move south. So I was like, whatever, it's fine. I kind of like it here. I wish we could move back down south every day, but financially it just makes more sense to be here.
Right.
The pay rates are so much lower. I could never, anything that I do, I could never financially make what I make here down there.
Correct. Yeah.
It's never possible. I took a $7 an hour pay cut to go be an operator in South Carolina.
Wow.
So then what did I do after that? Got married. We had a kid. I quit BuildWit. Started my own company. Did my own media thing for a while.
Yeah.
Did that for a year. Having a kid made the travel part of it really hard. I was on the road every single week in a new state doing a new thing. Wasn't getting paid by some of my customers. And I was like, okay, this is super stressful. I'm not having fun. Not seeing, my family enough.
When did you realize though, after you had your kid and you're out there traveling, you're doing your thing, when did you realize, like, when did it sink in, like, man, this is tough?
Probably, I don't know. All of it was tough.
Yeah.
But probably like the last couple weeks that I did it full time, it was like, okay, yeah, I'm missing a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
So it just made sense it was a really tough thing to like let go of, because it was like you built yourself into this really unique career and you're getting to see all this stuff. And then to like just say, all right, I'm done with this. It was really like a tough thing for me to like not want to do anymore. But it was just getting exhausting. And, looking back on it, I still wish I could go and do that every day. But the problem I had, and one of the main reasons why I went on to my next thing, was I really missed building stuff. I have not run into anybody else that has had the same experience as I have. I can probably see it if like maybe somebody left the trades to do like sales. That would probably be the only other like trade-off.
Sure.
But I miss building stuff. Like I was getting to see all these cool projects and meet all these, really good people and see all these unique machines. And all I was doing was just documenting.
Yeah.
Right. Really, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Like you're capturing, like I had a lot of good relationships with a lot of good companies, and I had a lot of long-term relationships with companies and crews, visiting them so often. But at the end of the day, you're like not part of the team. You're just sort of there as a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
And as a one-man band, like it wasn't super fun to be like not on a team.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, it's such a cool job. I wish I could do what you're doing. I'm like, yeah, but like I also want to, do what you're doing.
Right.
So I missed that. And it was like a weird conflict that I always had.
That's why they say you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Exactly. That's 100%. And I didn't want to just like quit and go be an operator. So I was trying to find like, I don't know, something that fit my level of ADHD and want to do a lot of different things while not being confined to doing like just one, machine or whatever. So I looked at like starting my own business or doing all this other stuff. Ended up getting tied up with a landscaper up in the Poconos. He wanted to start a construction company. Did that for almost a year. Absolute debacle. Yeah. I kind of like sold myself short going to a smaller company because I wasn't confident that like I could, jump back into things. I was like, well, maybe I'll start small and then like the risk to reward will be a little better and yada yada.
Yep.
So I learned very quickly that skills don't really diminish over time,
Right.
that you've acquired. So I dealt with that for a year, and then Steven from Ushlet's had been trying to hire me back basically since the day I left in 2018.
Which you were an operator.
So I was an operator.
Yep.
And he's made me 2 offers over the last couple of years. And every time the offer changes to a completely different job, just because I'm moving through my career. What's interesting about where I am now is it is basically impossible for me to have been put in the position that I'm in had I stayed at one company for the entirety of my career. So I feel like I'm going to go down a bunch of different rabbit holes with this. A lot of young guys get stuck in the mentality of, I'm just going to find a job. I'm going to stay there forever, which is great. I'm not knocking people for doing that. I like hiring people because I do the hiring. I like hiring people with the intention that, hey, you're going to be here forever. However, some people with certain skill levels need to go experience more in order for them to unlock more knowledge that they don't know that they can acquire yet.
I agree with that.
That's cool.
And I hate the fact that my resume looks like a jumbled mess, and it looks like I can't hold a job very long, and there's reasons that I wasn't at most of those jobs very long. But man, where I am now versus where I could have been if I'd stayed somewhere, completely different. I would never be in the position I'm in had I not gained all this knowledge and talked to all these people. Build it, and the skills that I was able to acquire there were such an instrumental part of my career. Because not only did I get to travel and photograph and video and talk to people, but with my pre-existing knowledge of the industry and my work experience, I was able to look at it through the lens, but then also like as I'm processing what I'm looking at, it's like, hey, why are you guys doing this? Oh, we're doing this because of this. It's like, oh, I would have never thought to do it like that. You guys do it completely different over here.
Yeah.
So you're learning all these things, and you're like putting different pieces together, and you're learning
experience. Yeah.
you're learning the backgrounds of different companies and how they got started and how they've evolved and their processes and how they're successful, or where they could trim fat, or where they don't have enough people, or where they think that they could do better if they had this one thing, or how they're doing it completely different and they're doing it way better and they don't even realize it. And you can take all that information and just create this insane library in your head of like, okay, I've got it now. Social media is also a huge part of that too, because it's like I talk to people that I would have never been able to before without that. So I at my fingertips at any given moment, I have an insane like knowledge base to pull from, not only from my own head, but just from people that I know.
Yeah.
There's that saying out there that's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's an interesting thing in the construction industry, because it's just so robust. The industry is so large,
Sure.
but it's also completely small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's small. Like I had an episode with you, John, and you're like, oh, hey, I know Eric Jumper. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
You're a cool guy. What do you got? It's the same thing. And now we're connected, and we're here talking about all the great things. But I think it's interesting about the social media in the construction industry, and I know it's a big part of what you do. I want to talk more so about the rise of social media in the construction industry, because this industry was traditionally, I would say, offline.
Yes.
And there's a lot more visuals out there. We're seeing more of what this industry is about because of guys like you, John, what you do, Rachel, you're always putting stuff out there.
The shift was very quick. When I was at BuildIt early on, it was tough for us to do some of the things that we're doing, either because of reservations from the owners we were working for, security from clients that we were working for, safety is a big one. Everybody was huge on like everything had to be reviewed by their own safety people. it was tough for us to get into places because they didn't like cameras. So it was like tough to show off the industry. Like I was constantly fighting to, document cool stuff and cool people. I would say maybe like 2023 was when I realized like, man, everybody's on board with this all of a sudden, because I was talking to essentially billionaires, owners of companies, and they're like, yeah, I saw this like video you did for Blair. Can you do that for us? And I was like, yeah, no, we can do that for sure. Yeah. So like you think all these like super wealthy, influential people that you have a lot of respect for, you don't think they like see the stupid stuff you post. And it's like, yeah, I was on TikTok today. And it's like, why?
Are you on TikTok?
Why are you on TikTok? But yeah, I mean, everybody's like, the whole world is connected at this point. It's like not even like nobody's isolated from that. And I think like what brings people together is like their ability to interact with and see how everybody else is doing things, like we had just talked about. But I think it's been good for the industry. Obviously, we're always hiring, but I just had this conversation last year where the whole reason like for BuildWith's existence originally was to bring people into an industry that was going down the wrong path with people. And it was the industry average age is still really high. It's like 40 or 50, which is crazy. Not that 40 or 50 is old.
Thank you.
But
throwing darts already.
However, it's not good for an industry that's so labor intensive to have such a high age range in labor. In order to get younger people more interested, social media came about and all this stuff, and we were, making the industry pop. Personally, I don't think that we have a shortage anymore.
Okay. I'm interested.
And I think the reason that people are, obviously everybody's still in a hiring craze. There's going to be a lot of people that disagree with me. And I think the people that disagree with me might just need to change how they're doing things, like pay rate, things like that.
Okay.
Because like I could hire maybe 10 people tomorrow for very critical positions that are hard to find.
Okay.
But like entry-level operators, laborers, even like medium-level, field employees, foremen, I've got a stack of like 150 resumes at any given time.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
So people are interested. People want to get into it. I just don't think the analytics have caught up yet.
I see.
And I think in a couple of years, we're going to have an oversaturation because so many people are seeing like, man, I could quit my office job and go run a dozer. And they're, we're touting it as like, yeah, like almost anybody can come do this and do it well with training, as long as the companies are willing to train those people.
But do you think the demand?
It's probably the first time I've said this on record, so somebody's probably going to think I'm an idiot. But
no, I know. That's why I said I'm very interested in this. Because do you think at that point though the demand will be higher to account for the saturation? We're going to need more.
No, I think it's actually going to get worse.
You think?
I think the oversaturation is going to get worse because of technology.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, I'll be honest, we're looking into like AI for equipment right now. The only reason we haven't implemented it is because it's not available for our fleet.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like I could easily go automate 10 of our trucks right now because we're a perfect candidate for automating equipment. Because some of the stuff we do is very like, it's almost like mining. It's like very continuous. And it's out there. Like the tech is there.
Yeah.
A year ago, it was not there. Right now, it's available and it's affordable and it's useful.
John, tell me a little bit about automation in the John Deere world.
It's on the radar. Deere is taking a lot of tech from the farm, the ag side. So the tractors, even
farm's been doing it for years.
Yeah. So
Crazy.
And now we have the same systems that like a 9R tractor have.
Yep.
In our trucks.
Yes.
So they're implementing that. They're working with AI.
Sure.
And even down to, and I don't know anything about ag side.
Sure.
But the spray technology, I don't know if you've been seeing that from Deere at all.
Crazy.
That they can spray a flower that's a weed or the actual product that they're trying to produce. And they're saving millions on.
At like 20 miles an hour.
Yeah. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So why can't we just run a truck in a circle, stop at one point and dump at the other?
100%.
So they are implementing it. Deere is on board with that right now. If you ask me to sell to you today, I don't know how to do it. So, but it's out there. And so the competition have it too.
Yeah.
It's a race to who's going to produce the best one at the best price.
100%.
Because obviously that technology is expensive.
Yep. Yeah, I can go to Blue Light right now, which is an AI company, and for like $30,000, I can buy a kit that will bolt onto a roller of a certain brand and automate that machine from my phone. And it'll run all day. It won't take breaks. It'll roll a perfect pattern.
No smoke breaks?
No smoke breaks. No smoking in the machine.
Yep.
And that's it. You can control it from the dozer operator's perspective. You can have one guy controlling a whole fleet. It's nuts. Now, what happens? So, like for us, your entry level position, the bottom of the barrel, the person with the least experience is going to go on the roller.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when you take that position away? And then their next step up from that is truck driver. What happens when you take that away? I don't know. The next 5 years are going to be really interesting for people. I've been telling people for like the last year or so, like you need to, if you want to survive, you need to start diversifying your skills and learning as much as possible because you're going to get left behind.
Yeah.
It's scary to think about that, but it's true. Like if you're not actively trying to, it sucks for the guys that are like just starting now. If you're not trying to actively get in front of technology and make yourself irreplaceable, it's going to be bad. And I think a lot of people are like getting distracted by, ooh, AI, I can make a cool picture of myself. And it's like, that thing's going to take your job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you think the entry level,
I feel like Sarah Connor, but like this is it's going to happen.
Yeah. And if you're taking away that entry level jobs, two of them, could happen today.
Yes.
Do you think LCT, like a school like LCTI, tech school, is going to get a better option so then you get an experienced operator? And those kids that are coming out of those schools, I say experience because I think experience is learned in the dirt.
Sure.
There's only so much you could teach in a classroom.
Yep.
And they do run equipment, but that's going to be a mandatory step so then you could jump into a dozer or an excavator.
The problem with schooling, and it's kind of like a double-edged sword because like we're trying to work with a couple of schools right now to get like programs going with them, almost like I have a kid right now who wants to come into the shop as like a paid employee, but then like his service there goes towards his credits. It's like a school thing. I think.
We had somebody here do.
Yep.
It was a great program.
Yeah. So like I want to do more of that. The problem with the schools is there's so much. This is like every school. It's not a trade school, but there's such a delay in curriculum.
Okay.
It'll be 10 years before these trade schools are teaching us about technology.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to figure things out at such a slow pace with so many pieces of red tape and obstacles in front of them. Like learning at an academic level corporately is slow and oftentimes not up to date.
And I think too, like the image, at least when I was in high school and had the chance to go to like a tech school, there was a certain group of kids that went to that school.
Sure.
And it pushed me away, from wanting to go if I want to go into that field, just because I don't want to be tied in with that. And I think that's something else that they need to help clean up
100%.
and get a better path to what you exactly want to do, not just the skip out on class.
Yes.
See, that's where I think the OAC boards and stuff like that at these career techs. I sat on one at Berks Career Tech, and I think that's where the industry can be best impacted, working with the instructors, working with the curriculum that they're doing. But no, I agree with you. You're right. They've always been behind. I was a VOTECher or career tech. But no, these are all great things. But Eric, let's kind of jump back here a little bit, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Because we want to talk a lot about the media that you put out there.
Sure.
But we want to talk about all other things too. But there's something though. I've seen your work out there. There's a signature content that you have that you create. How do you capture that, creating that signature content that has drawn so many people?
I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. People say that all the time. They're like, "Oh, like your style." I'm like, I don't know. It's a little different, I guess, but I haven't. I just kind of do. I kind of do whatever I think looks the best. Now, obviously, I figured out what machines, I've done it enough that I know the best perspective and the best angle of any machine, or I don't know how to capture a job site correctly. Like, that's a big part of it, is like understanding what's interesting is like I put the cart before the horse on media and photography, because I never knew how a camera works. I still don't know how a camera works. I know the parameters that I need to stay in. I have a general understanding of photography, and I have enough information to get the job done. Besides that, I don't care about the science. Anytime somebody like tries to get into like an argument about what camera's better, I'm like, whatever one does the job the best is the one I'm most interested in.
Mm-hmm.
And what you know is all self-taught.
More or less, yeah.
Okay.
I learned a lot from BuildWit, but because that was, a pinnacle for me, like media-wise, because I was the only idiot there. Everybody else was like super duper media savvy, intelligent. Like, I learned a lot of my video editing skills from those guys.
Okay.
But most
you
of
got to be a sponge.
exactly, yeah. So,
Nice.
I learned a ton from those guys, but I just recently like learned a lot of. I say recently, but like 2 years ago, I like really learned like photography basics, like leading lines,
Okay.
like proper exposure, things like that. And it's like half the stuff I've been doing the whole time is wrong, but it works.
Yeah.
So, in art, there's really no like art's obviously subjective. So like it could be a disastrous piece of content on paper, but if people think it looks cool, then it looks cool.
Yeah.
It's great. So like what's funny is, so I posted a video yesterday. The content that I was shooting, because I was talking on the phone while I was doing it with like while I was flying the drone, there's a lot of like sharp movements in my footage because I was bouncing the camera around. Like, I was able to take those otherwise mistakes and make transitions out of them because of the way that the camera moves, things like that. So I don't know. I like a lot of what my style is like overcoming my inabilities in like generating the content. So
Yeah, it's authentic.
yeah.
And I think that's what draws people.
Yeah.
Me personally, that's
Sure.
what draws me to your work.
Yeah. And I try not to make it like I don't like to over edit things. I don't like to, put these crazy transitions, and like there's a lot, like I call it the car edit video style, where it's like boom, 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 boom. I don't like doing that, like, because my audience likes to see the equipment too.
Yeah.
But they also like, a unique perspective on it. Like, they don't want to just see, I say this, but some of my most popular videos are just like my iPhone standing like this for like 10 minutes. It's like just holding my phone. It's like one still video of a machine. But, people want to see it moving and things like that. So I don't know.
You posted a video the other day, and it was so simple, and it was probably shot from the cab of your truck with the dozer operators backing across the frame.
Yes.
And you added the song of like, and you brought the volume up as he was passing. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's so simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's creative.
Yeah.
And it's authentic.
Yep.
And I love that. So how can companies leverage social media authentically?
So, if you asked me that question 5 years ago, I would say just start existing online. Like, just put yourself out there as, if just existing online 5 years ago, you were already ahead of everybody. Now, we have companies just starting to get online. There's only a few left. If you're not online by now, you've missed the boat. It's gone.
Missed it, yeah.
The problem with that is like, okay, now the bare minimum is being online and like posting just generic content about your company.
Yeah.
In order to get in front of somebody, you've got to go crazy.
Yeah.
You have got to have a really creative person on staff to like just get out in front of contractors and like some level of like understanding of the industry, but then also an understanding of like media marketing.
So how do you go crazy?
I just make the dumbest stuff you can possibly think of.
I love it.
And it's mostly just like, I wish I would have done it more years ago, but I was always so like protective of the image of myself, and then I realized the image of myself is just being an idiot.
People like that.
And people like that.
Yeah.
You know, sex sells. So I just whatever comes to my head. Like the train video the other day. Like I posted, I was a Snapchat at first. I sent a Snapchat to my buddies like, look at this stupid guy with his cabooses in his backyard. And I was like, people might actually like that. And it's got 500,000 views. So I was like, whatever you think it's dumb, it's probably content.
Hey, Caboose guy, we love you. Don't take offense.
I like
to that.
Caboose guy. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, do you follow like I'm sure you know who Casey Neistat is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, and he was doing a vlog every single day. Like, do you follow that? Like,
That was a
vlog?
huge inspiration for like me wanting to do. Yeah.
Okay.
His that was when I found him. And his daily vlogs back in like, man, what was it, like 2016, 2017?
I think I watched him for like 10 years.
That was like my catalyst and like, man, like this is cool.
Yeah.
And he's living an above average life, but like this is proof that you can, like, even living just regularly, like you can make cool content. But then like you take back the layers of like how long it took to do all of that.
Yeah.
So like I always looked at that, I was like, oh man, this is so cool. Like I wish I could, you know, edit like that one day, because editing one of his vlogs would have taken me a month
Oh, yeah.
at that time.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like,
And he's doing it in 24 hours.
exactly, or less.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm kind of the same way now. Where like, one of my operators said the other day, is like, I had the drone was flying at 7. I was flying around the guys, and then at 8 a video was up, and they were on break, and he texted me. He's like, "How did you do that?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "I just know where things are, and I'm making the video in my head as I'm going."
And you're not shooting extra footage. You already know the footage you want.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're not
100%.
editing too much.
That was probably the thing I used to be the most terrible at, was
Overshooting.
overshooting,
Yeah.
especially photo. So when I used to do contract shoots just for photo, I would end a day with like 4,000 photos,
Wow.
and I would edit. I would deliver less than 200.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's staggering.
yeah, I have a camera with over 1 million shutter clicks.
Really?
Yes,
Still going?
still going. I don't really use it anymore.
Yeah.
It's an R3.
And I think, and I'm nowhere near, you know, your level of marketing, but me just doing my little side thing with work, I undershoot everything. And then when I get back to like an edit table,
And I've done that before too.
I don't
Yeah.
have anything.
Yeah, and now you know that was everything's a lesson. Everything you do is a lesson, and that was a critical lesson too. It's like I shot too much, and then I tried to shoot not enough. Now I kind of have the middle ground.
You have a sweet spot. Yeah.
Yeah. And again,
Rachel, how about you? What is
I think
that?
the last time I took 4,000 photos was at a wedding.
that's
I'm pretty sure.
That's, you can yeah.
Are you an overshooter or an undershooter?
I used to be an overshooter, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense.
I've never shot a wedding.
I wouldn't
I
recommend
don't
it.
want to shoot a wedding.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of editing.
It would have to be a really unique wedding for me to want to shoot it.
I just think
Yeah,
the
with some
stress.
dozers in the background. Something
Yeah.
going on. Yeah.
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 The problem with the wedding. Okay. So probably some of the scariest conversations I've had were losing media from a shoot. So like
Has that ever happened to you before?
I've had that happen probably a dozen times now.
How did you lose the media?
It's all kinds of different ways. It actually happened to me 2 weeks ago. I spent a whole day with the drone. I charged the battery. I probably charged the battery 6 times on the drone that day, or the batteries on the drone. Like that thing was in the air for 6 hours, 7 hours, just shooting time lapses, whole day. And the card failed when I put it in the computer. The card.
And I'm assuming you format and all of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So something happened when I plugged the card into the computer, and it corrupted the card.
That happened with my external hard drive about 4 months ago, and I almost cried.
Yeah.
It was
I almost
bad.
cried.
All of my original, all of the podcast
All the
stuff was on
podcast
there.
stuff
It
was
bad.
No
there.
kidding. Wow.
Yeah. But Seagate, props to them. They got everything back.
Really?
Yeah.
They recovered
got,
it.
They got everything back.
Yeah, those recovery services are a lifesaver. I've dropped hard drives and lost content. I've accidentally deleted photos, done that a couple times. But I can't imagine the stress of taking photos at a wedding
It's not too
for that
stressful.
reason, because I could never imagine. Because like the thing with what I do is 99% of the time I can recreate that almost the next day.
Okay.
They're probably going to be working tomorrow.
Yeah.
I could just go back. They're not going to get married again tomorrow.
Say the trick with wedding photography is just having a second photographer.
That's probably
having an
the
assistant.
backup.
Yeah,
Yep.
have a backup and have 2 cameras.
Yeah.
The new cameras, they have 2 slots now,
Yep.
right? They're-
Yeah, mine did. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So they'll back up as you're shooting,
Yeah.
which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
So what about, so is the majority of your content drone footage, photography? What percentage would you say is each?
I would say it's more drone now, just for sake
So
of,
like
for ease. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference when I am able to get on the ground with my camera.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot with sound. So I like having sound mixed in throughout the video. I think I guess that's part of the style that I've kind of created over the years. Is like, that was one of the very first things I ever learned how to do. Was like, I had the drone and I wanted the sound of the machine working. And this was before I even had like a camera with a good microphone on it. I would go to YouTube and I would find similar sounding machines, and I would rip the audio off of those YouTube clips, and I would mash them together, and I would spend hours like sound engineering a video.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
for my like 1,000 followers at the time. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
So you said you started out with how many followers? Like, how quickly did your audience build?
That's changed a lot over the years. 1 to 10 was really hard. 1,000 to 10,000 was hard. I don't remember a lot about like 10 to 75 or 100.
Is this organic growth too? Or
Yeah,
did
no,
you do, like, paid
I've never
advertising?
paid for anything once. Meta has
Really?
never taken a dime from me.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Meta has
Yeah.
given me money, but they've never taken anything from me.
Yeah.
They don't pay very well, for everybody wondering. I do not make hardly any money.
Well, how many do you have now? Followers?
Like 480.
480.
Yeah, 1,000. Yeah. Yeah. Now, a lot of that is, there's like a lot of bots. There's like dead accounts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like, I don't know, a lot of guys from like third world countries and things like that don't have any idea like what I
They have no clue what they're following.
Yeah.
They want to come here and work for you. They're always commenting.
There's a lot of those guys. I get a couple of them a day. Like,
Or the prince needs some.
yes. Growth is weird. It comes in like spurts.
Mm-hmm.
I would say like when I stopped traveling to maybe like when I came back to work here, that was like the worst thing for my platform because I wasn't posting hardly at all. And the stuff that I was posting was stupid. Like it was just like whatever I was doing at work.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But then like I probably lost like 40,000 followers just from not posting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's taken me a while to like jumpstart.
What's the timeline on that?
on the 40,000?
40,000 loss.
That would have been like December of 2024
Mm-hmm.
to September of last year of 25.
Wow.
There was no growth for the whole year. It was all loss until I came back, obviously.
So how do platforms like Instagram and TikTok how do you think that they're reshaping the construction industry?
I think TikTok is actually doing a lot of damage.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I think it's a different space over there. TikTok seems to breed a lot of nonsense.
Like rage bait.
It's not even rage bait. It's just like guys do a lot of dumb stuff over there.
Okay.
There's a lot of like I don't like being the safety guy, but there's a lot of unsafe stuff that happens over there.
Yeah.
TikTok really makes the blue collar world look like a bunch of idiots. It's not,
I remember.
I don't think it's beneficial at all.
I think I remember a video I watched. I remember the video that came out, and then everybody and their brother and mother and sister and cousin were doing this.
Wait, can I guess what video you're talking? Wait, go ahead.
Good try.
Are you talking about the loader flying video?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. This was one where there's a guy on a piece of equipment, and then the other guy that's holding the camera is like, "Who's a big boy?"
Oh yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah,
It's good. It's good. Then I'm starting to get customers
Yeah.
sending me videos. Like there's one of the townships, a guy was on a paver and and then their guys, recreating this, and it's just flooding the world. But I mean, I think it's funny.
There's okay, so stuff like that's fine, but there's a lot of like, carnage, like stuff getting destroyed, guys doing dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
Train wrecks.
like a lot of cowboy stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. The problem is it's too easy now. Running equipment's too easy. I don't think here's a hot take. Blue collar or operating heavy equipment, I don't know if it qualifies as being blue collar anymore.
Ooh.
Wow.
I don't think it does.
Thought-provoking statement.
Think about it.
I am. Next
You guys
quest.
sell equipment with air-conditioned seats now.
It's a nice feature.
Like it's a little small.
Yeah, it is. You know who else has that? You know who doesn't have that? People in the office.
My GM doesn't have it.
No. So, I don't know. It's too easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not what it was even 20 years ago.
The creature comforts.
I think the creature comforts and just like the cateringness of, employers and job sites to operators. I don't know. They don't even have to fuel their own equipment anymore.
No.
They don't have to grease it anymore if they have an auto greaser.
Yeah.
They don't have to do their own maintenance. They just show up and pull joysticks. I say that as a heavy equipment operator and trainer. I don't think it's blue collar. And a lot of people agree with me that I've talked about this with.
Well, we've talked a lot about this in our little chat a few weeks back here because I would love to talk about Tier 0.
Sure.
I was really excited about this, and why don't you tell us a little bit about what Tier 0 is and how it all started and where you're at now with it?
Sure. So that kind of started as a joke. So I used to post a lot of like old equipment that I would see, and I like cool equipment. I'm like an enthusiast. So Tier 0 is a play on words of like, you've got Tier 3, you have Tier 4 final. Now we have Tier 5. Tier 0 is anything with, no emissions, no
Rolling
exhaust
coal.
controls.
Yep.
Just, pumping black smoke out. Unrestricted diesel power. I'd always wanted to start like a brand, and like 2021, I was like, I'm going to start a brand. I just could not for the life of me figure out, like I had a bunch of design ideas and things like that. Could never figure out a name for the company. I always came up with the dumbest stuff. And then one day, we were like on a plane and we were talking about like old equipment. One of my coworkers was like, yeah, it's a cool like Tier 0 thing. I was like, Tier 0 thing. Huh. Interesting. And then I could not stop thinking of that was one of the most interesting experiences I've had in life so far. Cause that was like the one time I've been like completely like in the weeds on one thing for days until I like put it.
You really
penciled
mold that around.
Yes. And then turned that into a brand, started a store, started selling some designs, kind of became an anti-brand. I had a lot of fun with it. We were selling like t-shirts and stickers, and I made some signs, like roads, like joke road signs, like out of real road signs.
Really?
Sold all kinds of different stuff.
Huh.
Put it on pause because I was just the whole family thing. Like I was running the whole thing in my garage. We were getting the material, packaging everything, placing all over, like all that was me in my garage.
That's tough.
So that was hard, especially for something that like at one point, like it was a 6-figure company.
Mm-hmm.
And, the problem with stuff like that is like, it's a lot of just turning money over.
Yeah.
So it's like, I wasn't exactly like getting rich off of it.
No.
It has a lot of potential and I really want to, get back into it. It's just been like, I don't know. I even had the intention, like I was dead set on getting it back going by the end of January. It's the middle of February. I'm just so busy. You know what I mean? Like I've got to keep prioritizing what I'm doing and like.
And you have to be a dad.
And I have to be a dad.
Husband,
yeah. So it's like, what am I going to do? Go out to the garage at like 8:00 at night and pack orders. If I lived not in Tamaqua, Pennsylvania, it'd probably be different because I've always wanted to hire somebody because that's something I could totally hire somebody to help me. Kind of tough to find somebody locally. I've struggled with that for like 2 years now. So
that you could trust.
Yes, exactly. That's the other thing.
That's a big thing.
I've always like prided myself in the quality of like how we, do things and like even down to shipping orders out.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very important.
It's your baby.
Yeah. And I think people in this industry take it very seriously. Like, they've never had a thing like that before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for them to be able to like order something and like get it 2 days later was like kind of a big deal.
So what's your perspective on modern machinery versus old school?
I mean, time like even tells the tale now. Like we still have old equipment that's outlasting new stuff for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I think technology and manufacturing like have kind of gone like this.
You're making the X. They're crossing. The other way.
One of these.
One's
going up, one's going down. I don't know why I can't figure it out right now. But yeah, I think technology is kind of like almost hindered equipment in a way. To me, some of this technology that we're getting is like buying a car from 2008. Like a lot of the technology doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So what's it going to look like, in a couple of years where it's like if I go buy a dozer from 1995, still runs like a dozer.
Yep.
Still does all the things I need it to do. It's built well. I'm not saying, stuff isn't built well, but I think if you stacked up the lifespan of a machine that was built in 1980 and to when it was completely taken out of service, like junked, to a machine that's built today, I think those two lifespans are going to be very different. But we won't know. And maybe I could be completely wrong.
Do you think that's not just subject to the construction industry?
Oh, that's everything.
It's everything.
I might be getting fat, but I also think it's manufacturing. But I've been going through a pair of pants every other week. Just like tearing pants, shirts, hats, like everything. Everything we have.
I want to tell a dad joke right now so bad.
I wish you wouldn't because it's going to be at my expense.
I'll let it go.
This is an iPhone 12. I recently switched back to this phone because my iPhone 15 is a hunk.
Yeah.
It is an absolute hunk. It is a paperweight right now. And
why do you think that? Like, why do you think things like that happen?
I just think something happened during COVID where everything just went downhill with manufacturing. Like, it's weird.
Didn't Apple get sued for built-in failure devices in their iPhones?
Yeah, there's like there's something else going around too now with there's like a class action open. I might get like $5 out of it.
Oh, I think I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I could use that right now.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Is that pre-tax $5?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
It's pre-tax.
Yeah, it'd be a $385.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really into demolition. I've got, a really good pulse on demo and all that stuff. I did a short stint at an industrial demolition firm, a nationwide demolition firm. And what's interesting about that is, yes, there's always going to be stuff to demolish and wreck and dismantle.
Right.
From an industrial standpoint, from a plant standpoint. So I get a newsletter every month from I kind of like a lead generator for demolition.
Yeah.
And he makes a section in his newsletter specifically for plant closings. So power plants, manufacturing facilities, pharmaceutical, industrial, whatever. And one day I feel like that list is not going to have everything on it because we're going to run out of stuff to demolish.
Do you think it's spiked right now?
I think it's spiked a couple years ago.
And are we on the tail end of it?
I think we're on a consistent downfall, but I feel like manufacturing demolition spiked a while ago.
Now, let me ask you this. So I live in the Lehigh Valley.
Sure.
And, it was a steel city of America for years, and they have all this infrastructure built up around that.
Yes.
And it's all 100+ years old.
Yes.
Like, I see that, and I see, like, to me, I think demolition is going to be the next big contractor in the Lehigh Valley. There's the warehouses that are going up, all these pads, but we're running out of space in the inner city.
100%.
So I feel like that's gonna be a good industry. Maybe for a decade, it could be 5 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
But is that false to believe or?
No, I don't think so. So like demolition to make space, definitely on the table.
Okay.
I think demolition, if like a lot of these companies that specialize in like manufacturing and plant demolition, I think are going to continue to struggle just based on the fact that they're working themselves out of a job.
Yeah.
And it's not their own fault. It's just like, it's the way it works.
Yeah.
And, something else that people, don't think about a lot is companies have a lifespan. Like some companies, like John Deere, obviously, are generational companies that will likely never, ever go out of business. But then like construction companies typically had a lifespan. So like a good example of this is after World War II, everybody came home nobody had anything to do. So the government allocated a bunch of money to infrastructure. That's when we got our highway systems. That's when we got, we started finishing our road networks. And out of that started a ton of companies that made hundreds of millions of dollars and are no longer around, because once that, ship had sailed, once the country was built to a certain degree, once the infrastructure was in place for us to move forward, those companies just said, all right, we're selling all the equipment off. That's it.
Yeah.
There was a company called Durkin Construction. They were based out of like Northeast PA, Lehigh Valley area. They were huge.
Okay.
They had 657s. They had big scrapers and big dirt work. And, in the 2000s, they saw the writing on the wall. Like, okay, we made our money. We peaked and sold everything off.
Yeah. That's super interesting. And, I think the highways came out right after World War II. So I never heard that take on it, but it makes sense.
Sure. Like it's not the game. It's not the playbook for companies, but like, it's definitely like something to think about where like, it's a business.
Yeah, of course.
It's not just like something that we're supposed to do. Like you don't have to go out and, you're there to make money.
Yeah.
I think that's something that people forget about a lot. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just like an equipment operator. It's like, yes, but you're also a tool to help the company make money. Like, you have to be successful in this industry in any aspect, whether you're an employee, an owner, project manager, operator, whatever. Like moving yourself through your career goes a lot quicker when you can figure out that you're there, to make money.
Absolutely.
Revenue generating.
You're a revenue generator.
Yeah.
It is fun and it's a cool job at the end of the day, but like it's all business. It's all business. Heavy equipment is a tool to do a job or a task faster.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd be there with a shovel and a horse.
Yeah.
So how does...
And the guy with the shovel and the horse showed up because he saw an opportunity to make money.
Correct.
And then he found an excavator.
So how is technology... how is it playing a role in being game changers for companies?
Well, so like, getting back to that, like the horse and the shovel is technology. Because before that, we had our hands.
Yeah.
Yes. So the horse and the buggy and the cart and the shovel and the pickaxe, that's technology. Excavator by itself was technology at one point. Like it's, if a prehistoric being came to us from the past and saw what we're doing now, that's technology to them. To us, it's just equipment. But technology now is us progressing through finding better and faster ways to do things.
Yeah.
Great example. We use drones to survey our jobs. 10 years ago, you had to manually topo the job with a rover. Before that, we didn't have rovers. You were manually quantifying the job with a surveyor. So at that time, like before we had GPS, you might be able to topo a job. Like let's say we have a 1,000,000-yard project. We have to move 1,000,000 yards to get this job done. Mm-hmm. They might topo that job a handful of times through the project to see how much material they're moving.
And how long does that take to do it?
It takes a ton of time because you're having to plot and map all these elevations.
Yeah.
You have to set your reference point. There's so much involved. And then we get the GPS, and it was just a guy out there, stabbing the ground with his pole. Now we have drones, and they're automated. Our drone guy, he sets the drone up. He sets his targets up. In less than a half hour, he can fly a whole project. The next day, we'll have a 3D rendering of the job. It'll show us what we've moved to date, how much we have left to move. It'll map out the different sectors. It'll give us the proper cut fill map.
Yeah.
We do that every single day. I know every other day on a job how much material we're moving. I can show you it from my phone right now.
Wow.
I can show you how much material we've moved between yesterday and today.
Wow.
And it's a critical piece of our company because we actually just crashed it the other day because it flew into a tree that we lowered the ceiling. It was a whole thing. But we're manually topoing jobs today because we're waiting on the rental drone.
Right.
So it's like you don't realize what you have until you don't have it.
Yeah.
GPS is the same way. Like some of the stuff that we do, I don't know how we would do it without GPS because it's just not possible at this point.
So what would you say to, and I know we have some customers out there of ours, what would you say to them that have not dived into the world of GPS?
You don't know what you're missing. Again, it's the dollars thing. Like,
yeah,
you don't know what you're missing until you don't have it. or if you've not experienced it. So like the landscape contractor I was working for last year, one of the first investments I made, because we were doing public parks projects and, facility renovations, things like that. And the thing about parks is there's so many crazy, unique angles, and there's so many different things involved in a park. Well, historically, they've just like put a couple stakes in the ground, had a reference, and they built it close enough. I bought a Topcon rover, and we built models of these parks. Some of them were like 2,000, 3,000 square feet. Like they were not very big.
Yeah.
But they had all these features and rocks. I was able to use the rover to put plants in the ground. Like down to, I could, if I had the CAD file for the playground equipment itself, you could plot every single hole.
Correct.
Where the playground has to go.
Wow.
Wow.
It, and the time that shaved off of doing that, it's just like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of guys are stuck in this mentality of, all these kids and their GPS and yada, yada, they could never do it without GPS. That is 100% true. Do you know why? We don't put stakes in the ground anymore.
Yeah.
If the GPS goes out on one of our jobs right now and we're at finished grade or getting close to finished grade, they can't do anything.
No.
Because there's no stakes. We don't have reference. Like
It's a
the whole
different way of doing it.
The point of construction is, having reference to what you want to build. If you don't have that, if you take the reference out of that equation, because putting stakes in is a cost, and having the GPS eliminates that cost. When the GPS goes down temporarily, you're kind of at a standstill.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if they ran out of stakes.
If they were exactly. But the risk to reward is monumental. I can count on one hand how many times we've lost total GPS signal. It goes out in machines all the time individually because that's just an equipment error.
Yeah.
But total signal loss on a whole job is almost uncommon these days.
Yeah.
It's not like 10 years ago, 15 years ago when you only had GPS at a certain time of day because of the constellations and the satellites were in a weird place. There's so much space junk up there right now. I have GPS most of the day and it's consistent.
Mushlitz has a lot of long tenured employees,
Sure.
dozer operators specifically here. Some companies don't want to implement it because of the price tag.
Sure.
How is the operator take rate when you go to that guy that's been running machine for 30 years for you guys and you're saying, hey, we're going to get you a new dozer. It's going to have a full 3D GPS system in it. Obviously, they have to take it, they're going to have to operate it no matter what. But are they okay? Like
All of our best guys are like our older guys.
Okay.
For GPS stuff.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They've taken to it very well. I have no one at the company that says, no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it makes their job easier.
Yes.
And how is their troubleshoot education? Are they troubleshoot in field or you have somebody in-house doing it?
Usually we have like a common set of problems that we deal with on these machines.
Yep.
And the guys, so like we have a unique culture where we have names on the machines. Like the guy's name is on the side of the machine. It's like they're in the machine every single day.
They take pride in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
And because of that, one of the critical things about that is that guy knows that machine better than anybody else.
Okay.
So typically, most like issues, failures, problems are consistent in nature, or they come up a lot. Not a lot, but like when they come up, it's usually a similar problem to the last problem. They're able to troubleshoot that pretty quickly. So they can just call our fleet manager and be like, hey, this same thing's happening again. I don't know if you want to come out and fix it today or if you could do it tomorrow, stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, it's really not as bad as people think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how are contractors adapting to this more digital, transparent world?
Some of them are doing pretty well. Some of them are tough. Some of them are having a hard time, like, just keeping up.
Yeah.
It is kind of scary. Like I had this thought the other day of like, okay, I need to do a better job of keeping up with like society as a whole.
Right.
I had that realization when 6'7" became a thing.
I'm sorry. What?
Exactly. So 6'7". When that first started happening, I was like,
That's what I said when I heard that.
that was basically
That was the sound
the
in my
theme.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is this?
So when that started happening, I was like, what is this? What are you guys talking about? I realized that I was a little out of touch with the young ones. I didn't know what was going on. And I realized that I never want to like be in a position where I'm not keeping up with. That's kind of like an exaggerated example, but like not keeping up with society or technology as a whole.
Yeah.
Like my grandparents were always really bad at technology. Like my grandma, before she passed, would have 10 different Facebook accounts because they would all get hacked, and she would make a new one because she would keep clicking on the same scam. I don't want to be in that position.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be in an old age where like I'm, and I think it's just going to keep getting harder and harder and harder because of AI and deep fakes and all that stuff. But like, I don't know. I think a lot of people have trust issues with technology because of that stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's why some people don't want to move, their business forward with technology.
Yep.
Because it's not proven enough to them yet that it makes sense. But I don't know. It's all risk. It's all potential reward.
I think with technology and like grandma, it's kind of like Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
Do you know what Murphy's Law is?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, have you ever heard of Cole's Law?
No.
It's thinly sliced cabbage and mayonnaise.
Okay. That was a dad joke.
He got it.
Yeah.
You got me good with that one.
But what actually and this is a question. I'm going off on a tangent here. I'm sorry, but I wanted to ask you, what actually makes a regular joke? When does that turn into a dad joke?
I think it's the simplicity of it.
It's actually when it becomes apparent.
Oh my God.
Rich,
You got us
I thought we agreed to take that bun away from him.
She gave it back.
No.
Okay. So that worked really well to prove my point. It becomes a dad joke when the whole room responds in that nature.
Good point. Good point.
That's funny.
Eric, I think you should write a book if you haven't already.
I do really want to make a kid's book. Again, something I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. So
I was writing a book on reverse psychology. When it gets published, please don't buy it.
is this a joke?
I can't tell.
I'm concerned we're going to fall for something again.
That was the punchline.
Oh, wait, don't buy it.
Oh, okay.
It's reverse psychology.
Yep.
Okay.
I get nervous when I talk to Jason because I don't know if it's a joke or if it's reality.
You should have heard his story about he was in the lunchroom the other day talking to Tom, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm driving down whatever road, and there was a dog with 2 tails."
I'm serious.
And he's
there
going
was
on
a
this
dog.
tangent, and Tom was waiting, looking at him. He's like, "Is this a joke?" Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, there was seriously a dog with 2 tails.
It wasn't like his leg or...
No, it would have been like a 4th, 5th leg. No, it was like a little side.
He said he had a side tail.
He had a side tail.
This is the boy
I
who
followed
cried
this
wolf.
dog. I followed this dog. It was like right after the snow, so like you were kind of sequestered to the road. The dog couldn't get off the road, and it just kept going straight down this straight road. And I'm there, 5 miles an hour or whatever. This dog's trotting, and I'm getting close to the dog, thinking like, all right, maybe I can kind of just shove him off to the side, not like hit him with the cart or the truck, but just kind of like get him off to the side a little bit, and I'll just every time he goes.
Maybe he was
And all of a
asking
sudden,
for it.
that's when I saw it, like out of its hip, there was like there's like another tail.
Interesting.
So I had the center tail sticking straight out, just kind of, and then it had this little side hustle coming out of its right buttocks.
Huh.
Must be one of those Amish dogs.
Probably is.
Do you guys drug test your employees?
What's that?
Do you drug test your employees at all?
Oh, yeah.
I really saw
Yeah.
it.
I got to say, going back to, you call me the honorary John Jones, and it was the judge too last time.
Yeah.
So after I left that podcast, because voting is the first week in November.
Sure.
And I don't know why I do this, but anytime that there's an open spot for a ballot, I always write my name. And this is not a
I do the
joke.
same thing. Yeah.
And I got a letter in the mail 2 weeks after, and they said, "Hey, you've tied with somebody else in your district."
You're kidding.
For judge of election. You're going to go to a pretty much a bingo ball drawing style. So they pick the lowest number, whoever wins. There are 7 people I tied with. And I'm like, no way, I'm not going to win this. And I don't want to win it.
Whoa.
And
there was no, so everybody wrote themselves in.
yeah, there's
Wow.
7 other idiots like me who wrote my name in.
That's funny.
And I watched it on YouTube Live. You could have gone in person, but obviously, I don't. If anybody went to that, you must not have a job. But
Yeah.
anyway, I'm like the 3rd or 4th person in line to get my number, John. And the first person was like, I think it was like 20. I'm like, okay, all right. And it went up to 100.
Yeah.
And the next person was 6. I'm like, they won. Thank God. I don't want this. My lucky number 5 hits.
No.
And I won.
You're the judge of elections?
They sent me a letter. They sent me this nice plaque in the mail with my name. I already put it on my wall in my office.
What did you do?
But it said, "Do you accept or decline?" I declined it. And I
you
sent
should
it
have
back.
taken it.
that's
Taking it.
great.
No, because what today? Like, if something happens with the election, I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, you could have rigged it.
I know, but there's not enough money.
We could have taken over the world.
right in Palmer, PA.
Yeah.
The Honorable John Jones.
Yeah.
So,
They did a coup out of the Poconos.
They did.
Yeah, so we could totally take over the world from Palmer.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
It's true.
Put Palmer on the map.
Missed opportunity for corruption.
So that is. I've been waiting to tell you guys that.
That's
story.
funny.
Yeah.
That's super funny. I'm dying to become the mayor of Tamaqua.
Is that a hard or easy task?
I didn't even know it was available until we got a new mayor
Oh.
last fall, and I was like, wait, we can do that?
How does one become a mayor of, let's say, Tamaqua or any other town?
I guess you just have to take initiative. I don't know.
Okay.
You're the guy to do it, man.
I might be. I might have to try it out.
I would vote for you. I don't live in Tamaqua. But
Yeah, I could probably come up with some votes,
yeah.
even
think
though
you
I don't
could.
really talk to anybody in town.
Yeah, I get it.
Does anybody in Tamaqua recognize you not from just knowing you and your
No.
family, but from social media?
No, that almost never happens. No one in Tamaqua recognizes me. Well,
That's probably nice though.
on
right?
site,
Yeah.
I got like a lot of operators.
But I feel like
Yeah.
you're doing the ConExpo. People got to be running up to you.
I guess the last one, yeah, I was talking to a lot of people.
I just watched that one the other day.
The vlog?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that was a stupid one.
yeah, the scooter and the cone.
That was a really dumb one. Yeah.
It was like 3:00 in the morning, and I was changing my baby's diaper, and I couldn't go
Nice.
out to bed. So
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'll just throw this on.
I'm probably not going to do the scooter again. I don't need to do the scooter again. This is the first time I've gone to ConExpo not to work.
That's nice.
And I'm not there the whole time. I was here for 9 days last time, 9 or 10 days.
You're going for
my.
like 3, right?
Yeah. This will be 4. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, leave Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
So speaking of ConExpo,
Yeah.
let's look ahead. The future of the construction industry.
Sure.
What are some of your predictions, Eric? For equipment, for technology, for workforce. I mean,
Unless there's
let's
something.
get the crystal ball out here.
Yeah, unless
Let's
there's
dive in.
something that I don't know about, I feel like it's gonna be kind of disappointing. To be honest,
So decline.
and not necessarily a decline. Well, okay, so I think any change or improvement will be better than the last one because, like, the deer booth was really cool at the last one. That was the biggest like change, I think, because that whole area that you guys were in was new.
Yeah.
And that booth was new. But because of 2020 ConExpo, that one was kind of a fiasco because they had to shut it down.
Wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So most of the booths from 23 were the same as 2020.
They
Gotcha.
just
And it was-
rewashed it.
And it was a lot of the same equipment being re-released for some reason.
Yeah.
Case did a lot of that. Case was like, hey, check out these things we had 3 years ago
Yeah.
that we haven't brought to market yet. I was like, okay, this is odd. But there was a lot of that. Cat did the same thing. So unless there's like some game-changing equipment that I am not privy to, I don't know. I feel like it's just going to be the same as 23. A lot of technology.
I think and no fault to you, but you're so caught up with trends and news with equipment,
Sure.
and we chatted about this through text, but like, Deere's not, I don't even want to say unveiling because the public knows about the Gen C excavators
Yes.
Right.
and they've been talking about them for 2 years now, almost it feels.
I saw the first E210 or E200, whatever it was, whatever the first one was in North America. I saw it in January of 2021 in Salt Lake City.
Now, and I think the issue was,
And that one was still a Chinese one.
which Australia uses today.
Yes.
So, and that's the same design that we're
Yep.
bringing here. Obviously, it'd be hopefully better tech.
Yep.
But I think it's Deere's like first, like here's to the public.
Sure.
This is, and we're
Yeah.
getting them this August.
Yeah.
We'll have them.
Yeah.
And
Interesting.
I just have to chime in here because our last episode, I am coming in for redemption.
Okay.
And you know what I'm talking about.
I do. I know where you're going.
I do
The
not.
John Deere excavator is the first.
Will be.
Will
Will
be.
be.
Will be the first
Will be. In the future.
built from plate, made in America
Yeah.
excavator.
And I just watched their Kernersville warehouse.
Hold on, we got to do this.
Oh.
No, that's the wrong one.
Yeah.
No, that's the
Oh
wrong
my
one.
gosh.
Hold on, I need my redemption.
You're making my job a lot harder.
There's redemption.
Nice.
That was a touchy subject that you touched on last time.
I know. I was.
Jay made the
Throwing it out
claim that Deere was the only
Yeah.
American.
We came up with the term. It was plate up.
Okay.
What's a plate up?
I know. I asked the same question. It means like built from plate steel excavator.
Cat doesn't do that? Cat doesn't. I thought they made stuff in Victoria. Texas.
Peoria.
No, well, Victoria, Texas. They make excavators too.
Hmm.
Because I thought the 349s were made in Victoria, the 352s.
But don't they produce a lot of their stuff in Japan?
So there's a big mix of stuff. So they have stuff in Japan.
And we do the same.
They have stuff in China,
Yeah.
and then they make some stuff in Victoria, Texas. Jamie, look that up.
Jamie, pull up that
Victoria-
email we got from corporate.
Now, I know Deere is pushing because
That is an interesting claim, and I think you might be right.
70, I think it was 70 million or billion. I don't want to get my billions mixed up here, but this year Deere is putting into that Kernersville location down in North Carolina.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
and that was the whole part of that BABA, which I'm sure you're hearing a lot now with
Sure.
jobs,
Yeah.
is Build America, Buy America.
Yep.
And I don't think people understand, like, and not, I'm on both sides of this, but it sounds great on paper.
Yeah.
But it's going to get a whole lot more expensive
Sure.
doing this. And that's going to trickle down to the consumer.
Yeah.
So here, I'll read some bullet points to you. This is on the John Deere factory. So this is breaking. John Deere to build America's first all-American excavator factory. So it says 70 million excavator factory
Million with an
in
M.
Kernersville, North Carolina.
Hey.
New distribution center in Hebron, I don't know if that's how you say it, Indiana. 300 plus new American manufacturing jobs. Part of a $20 billion 10-year U.S. manufacturing commitment.
That's wild. I can't believe nobody's been making. So they're just assembling then. So like Komatsu makes them in Tennessee, but they must just be assembling them then, if that's the case.
Yeah. I think we were doing that for years too.
We
with
were.
Hitachi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was up at we were just talking about this you're talking about the 2154
Yeah.
road builders, and I was just up not too long ago in Langley, which is near Vancouver. Vancouver.
Hey.
I can do this, so I'm half Canadian. I didn't know if you knew that.
I did not.
Yeah,
Maybe I did.
my dad was a Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was up there with my own people.
You started blending in.
I started blending in. All of a sudden, I thought but yeah, that's mostly an assembly. Like the stuff
Sure.
comes there,
Yeah.
they put everything together, and it's a fantastic factory.
Yeah.
It's a neat tour. So if you
Yeah.
guys ever want to go up there and see that, it's
Sure.
something to see. The guy that walks you around, his name is Jarvis, and he knows everything. It's like Iron Man.
Wow.
It was awesome. It's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Pretty cool experience. But yeah, I think that's an interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it
thing.
says shorter supply chains, faster parts availability, and equipment built closer to where it operates.
There you go.
That's pretty neat.
I have
Yeah.
claimed redemption.
Nice.
Good. I like that.
And they announced it along with President Trump,
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Jarvis was actually.
which
the
I
one
don't
that
know how
told
I
me
missed
that.
it. Yeah, I think I saw an article on LinkedIn,
Yeah.
and then I forwarded it to you. I was like, ooh, all
Yeah.
right. Maybe you were right. You said currently, so technically you were wrong.
That's a technicality. I'll
yeah,
take the
technically you were,
technicality.
but yeah.
It was.
So,
We had to claim redemption. We done
once
that.
this factory's up and running, then
That's because Jay texted Trump. Trump was like, hey, be the first one. I'm going
Yeah.
to let you know. You could air it
Yeah,
out
yeah.
on the IronCast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can unveil that.
yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Eric, what are your predictions for equipment technology out there in the workforce? What do you see coming down the line?
I think the attachment world is going to get more diverse. I feel like every day I see a new like crazy attachment or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how much better we can move dirt than we do now.
You think we're plateauing?
I think we are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
So you think automation is that next?
okay, so look at it this way. From the inception of what we know as the modern excavator, when was the last time it really changed? Other than, so if you break it down to the simplicity of like engine, pump, tracks, curved boom, stick bucket, cab,
Yeah.
rotating house. How long has that concept been on market without a serious change in design, other than modernization of the platform?
I was going to say the compact line.
The compact line was probably
went
the biggest.
crazy.
Yeah, that was probably
crazy. You got all kinds of side booms and
Yep.
swingers and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and obviously putting them on tires instead
Sure.
of tracks. There's innovations. Moving the tracks out for
Yeah.
the big machines, narrowing them. up.
Yeah. But realistically, like the concept of the bucket going down in the dirt and pulling the material towards the excavator.
So you're
I don't know if that's changed in the last 60 years.
So you're saying, like, could there be another way?
There could be. So what's the fastest way to move material from point A to point B? What do you think it is? Because there's two right answers. Both of them depend on the situation.
Truck?
Scraper.
Scraper's one of them.
Yep, I would say scraper. And
What do you think the fastest way to move material is? From point A to
on a
point B?
standard job,
No, just in general.
just in general?
Yep.
Excavator, haul truck.
Continuous miner.
Oh.
Surface miner. So the more pieces you take out of the puzzle, the faster the dirt moves. The less you touch it, the faster the dirt moves. The problem is the less you want to, or the more you try to take pieces out of the puzzle, the more expensive that one piece of the puzzle gets, and the bigger that piece of the puzzle gets. So that's why, like, continuous miners are very expensive, because they're like, there's a lot of moving
beasts.
parts. Yes.
Yeah.
So there's two versions of like the continuous miner idea. You've got the rotating bucket wheel machine, which you see a lot of overseas. We don't really have many anymore.
Yep.
There's one that I know of in North America. It's the size of maybe like a 390. It's in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Has its own conveyor network around the mine. It just goes back and forth all day. Really cool machine. It's actually probably closer to the size of like a PC 2000 now that I'm thinking about it. It's a pretty big machine.
Yeah.
But it's the only one I know of in North America. Or you have a surface miner, which is like a wortgen machine where it's kind of like a milling machine, but for loading trucks.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's also a pretty good way. But scraper is also like probably the fastest way I've seen dirt move. Let me change that. The fastest way I have ever to date seen the topography change before my very eyes, other than exploding the material with dynamite and blasting, was with a fleet of 631Gs being pushed by D10s. Like single engine scrapers getting pushed by a big dozer. Over the course of like an hour, you can literally see the earth change in front of you.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
And how many pans are you running now?
almost none. So
Okay.
we have rubber track quad tracks with pole scrapers, and they only get used for topsoil removal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
We used to have dual engine push pulls, and then they got rid of those because it's just, even in the Lehigh Valley, it's a tough machine to keep busy
Yeah.
effectively, and it's expensive.
And that was one of the interesting things I saw coming down from, I grew up in Scranton.
Yep.
Rocky soil.
Yep.
And then down to Lehigh, how that changed.
Oh, yeah.
I'd never seen a pan in my life.
Yeah.
And then you come down 30 miles south.
Yep.
And, people are running pans.
And the cost per yard is about the same too, which is nuts. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The markets aren't drastically different. Like, I mean, down here it's a little cheaper, but like up north it's still kind of cheap. They do things really cheap up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what do you hope to see? Now, you are here at the IronCast studio, which is in our Lebanon location. You're at a John Deere dealer. So you're talking to the dealer. What do you hope to see from equipment manufacturers in the next decade?
I don't know, maybe like more emphasis on like specialized equipment. I think John Deere does a pretty good job of that. John Deere, I think, is like probably the most well-rounded brand. Like, you can't they're not paying me to say this, by the way.
We have to say, where's the checkbook?
We have one John Deere machine, and we bought it in 2006.
Come on, John.
It's a 544J.
We're working on
It's
it.
our yard machine. It's actually a non-billable asset right now.
Yeah.
That's the best one.
And it's a J, man. That thing's a beast.
Yeah, that thing's a tank. John Deere, I think, now is the most well-rounded brand. I don't think there's another brand that you can buy everything from, other than the other one.
From the fruity to the tooty.
Yes, especially with like the whole acquisition of Origin. Now I'm thinking about it. With that brand, I don't think the other manufacturer can sell a surface miner.
No,
Right.
But you guys can't sell a dragline. They can sell a dragline if they wanted to.
that's fair.
Yeah, we'll allow that.
So, I think, for the common man, for the average earth moving company, like, you can buy about everything from John Deere. So I think that's critical.
And I think that's why Deere bought working.
For sure. 100%.
They want to be the one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, we have stuff that they don't have,
Yep.
and they have stuff we don't have.
I think the forestry line is more diverse.
Yeah.
You guys still do all your forestry stuff in-house.
Yep. And now we're stepping into the world of material handling.
Material handling is big.
Yeah.
You guys don't do a ton with demo, but I do still see a ton of Deere machines on demo sites.
Oh, yeah. We've
Yeah.
got quite a number of.
Yeah.
And we're getting a lot of help from Brandt on that too. So we're getting all that stuff's coming from Canada.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not just on the equipment either. What I've noticed, I came into the industry late. 2013 is when I popped in here. Came from the power sports into the construction industry, and I haven't looked back. It's almost like when I got a neck brace years ago. I've got a neck brace, and I haven't looked back since.
Oh, that was a joke. Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's the last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're gone. They're gone. No
It's
more.
funny. It's like it catches you off guard. It's like, oh yeah,
I like
oh,
that.
nice.
I like to keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
But what I noticed, not even just on the equipment end, it's a big repertoire, and it's continually, growing and growing. New models coming out, different size machines that we didn't have before. I remember when the 1050, we had the 1050, but it was a LeBaire, John Deere kind of thing, and it did its purpose. But now we got a 1050, like we got a front runner.
Yep.
Reshaping the 850, a lot of changes that I've seen. But the thing that I noticed too is like Deere is huge on, like, here is a whole portfolio in the aftermarket world. When I say aftermarket, I mean like here are some vendor direct quality, like this has the stamp of John Deere approval.
Sure.
Like this is our paint. It's made by so and so, and it works great.
Yeah.
This is it's even on the support end. They've got their brand.
Yeah.
Utilizing A&I, which is a huge empire.
Sure.
For the aftermarket world, like a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can vamp on that stuff all day. But let's kind of, Eric, I could talk to you for like a solid day. Just
I talk to myself a lot too.
yeah, you drive around a lot too.
Yeah.
Yes, you get it.
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you consider yourself an influencer?
I used to not. I probably am now.
Well, define an influencer.
Do you like that term?
No, it's disgusting.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It makes me absolutely.
That's why I wanted to bring it up. Like, because to me, I think everybody that's in this studio right now is influencing the construction industry.
And that's what it comes down to.
Yes.
Yeah. Influence. Yeah.
And I have a problem when I hear somebody self-proclaim them to be an influencer.
Yes.
I immediately don't like them.
Yes.
I don't know if you feel the same way, but
100%. I have a thing that I'm going to. This will probably air after. When are you going to air this?
Like,
Probably within the week.
yeah.
Oh, I can't talk about it then. I'll talk about it a little bit. But I'm going to this thing where I'm going to a coal mine. It's a whole deal. There's gonna be like a congressman there and all this stuff. But
Just keep it broad. It's all good.
it's they put me on we were going through like the call, the pre there's a term for it. We were going through the call, and they had the list of all the people that were going to be in attendance, and it was all these people in like suit and ties, and I was like this only idiot like with a hard hat on in my like headshot, and they put me as they didn't put my job title, they didn't put like my company, they just put heavy equipment influencer, and I stopped the whole production. I was like, wait, gotta change this document. Please don't call me an influencer. And they're like, oh, well, that's what you are. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No. Just put like janitor or something. Anything but what you've done, I would really appreciate.
What's the difference between an influencer and just
I
someone who has a
I would call
decent-
myself more of an enthusiast.
There you go.
Nice.
Now, we joke because...
Good.
Are you familiar with railroad culture at all?
Yeah.
You ever hear of a foamer?
I haven't heard of that. So.
Okay, so a foamer is a railroad enthusiast who has never like worked in rail or the industry, and they're like taking photos and videos of trains as they drive by, as they roll by.
I've seen these.
before,
I see them.
So they're called foamers, and they're foaming at the mouth when they see a train go by.
That's how they. Okay.
So I'm more of a foamer.
Okay.
For the
You're
heavy,
foaming at the mouth
for heavy equipment.
for heavy equipment.
Yes.
Should they at this
Construction foamer. All
yeah.
right.
Yes.
There you go.
dirt foamer? I think you should be
Yeah.
called. That's what they should put on your tag.
Yeah.
Dirt
A lot of
foamer.
guys hate it because it's almost like a derogatory term, but I think it's funny.
Is that what you want on your tombstone?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a great man.
My
And a
tombstone.
foamer.
I'm determined my tombstone is going to be a counterweight.
Ooh.
I had the idea the other day because we're taking our 374 apart,
Nice.
and it was just sitting on the ground. And how my brain works is, so I was like, this is all in 30 seconds. So I thought, wow, that could be like a house. And I was like, oh, what if it fell on me? I would die. Oh, it could be my tombstone. You just bury me wherever it lands. So, yeah. I don't know.
I like it.
I don't know what the size max is for a headstone at the graveyard, but I'll have to probably buy like 4 or 5 plots to get the right size.
You will.
Well, I think there's already a problem with your theory on this because you're not going to die because you're tearing down your hospital.
That's true.
So-
Also, if I do die, if that theory doesn't pan out,
Yeah.
no one's ever going to do that. I could leave money to do it, and I could leave a will. I would have to go and do it right now ahead of time for it to actually, because no one's ever going to do that.
Now, are you going to?
Oh, he's dead. He's not going to know.
Are you going to option for like the counterweight takeoff tool?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or straight bolt on.
I don't know yet. It depends what size I end up with.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
really.
how crazy you want to get with it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So we'll see. You asked how heavy equipment influences how media influences heavy
Yeah,
equipment.
the role of these you're a
Yes.
creator. You're influencing.
Yes.
You're a foamer.
Yes.
We're going to call it what it is. You're a foamer. How is that influencing and shaping the industry?
For better or worse. You run into a lot of people who are like, oh yeah. I don't say a lot of people. I've probably run into maybe 5 or 6 people who have like gotten into the construction industry directly because of what I have posted. That's very rare
Okay.
for me to encounter.
But it does happen.
It happens, but for me to encounter them, at least that's rare. Like I haven't had a conversation like that in a while.
Yeah.
But I do get a lot of like, it's so stupid. Like it's just moving dirt, and like guys like that. So I encounter a lot of that. But I think it does have a positive impact on the industry because realistically, how many other industries do you know of aside from maybe like cooking or cars or flight where you can document something every day and make content out of it?
And it's new.
And it's new.
Yeah.
It's new.
And it's something that most people don't really get to see.
Yeah.
Like construction media is its own thing.
Thinking like emergency room, that would be pretty interesting.
I don't want to see that.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think you can.
I've been there enough. I don't need to see that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's enough soap operas about that too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, there's really there's a lot of players in the media game now.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a new one every day. It's still a relatively untapped industry as far as entertainment value goes. Gold Rush is like our biggest thing, and that's terrible. That's why I want to make a book. So you said about the book before.
Yeah,
I'm
make a
dead
book.
serious about the book. I don't have time to make a book. But this goes back to something we talked about before, too, with like getting involved in schools. I have had this theory for a few years. And this is why like I take it so seriously with like my own kid now. It's like she's a girl and girls aren't supposed to like construction, but like I try to put that in front of her as much as possible, even as a 2-year-old, because I am under the impression, just because of my own background and my experience with others in life, starting to go to schools, if your intention is to garnish support for the industry and interest in the industry, if you're trying to do that at the high school, middle school level, it's too late.
Yeah.
You've missed the boat.
You missed it.
You should be there when they're taking their first steps and reading books as a toddler. That is when the grain of construction is instilled into the young mind.
Yeah.
You need to indoctrinate them into construction. You need to hit them with the propaganda of and I think part of the reason why it doesn't work, like construction is like not taken seriously, is because the literature isn't serious.
Yeah.
I hate construction kids books. They're so bad.
Yeah.
What about Paw Patrol?
Paw Patrol is honestly probably the best one. It's the most realistic, which is unfortunate because they're dogs that save the town every day.
And they have plot holes
Yes.
in all their episodes.
Exactly.
Paw Patrol plot holes.
Yeah. So,
And it's interesting too that you say that. I grew up where they pushed college so much going through school.
Yeah.
And I think we're starting to see a turn on that, which is great, for the trades.
Yeah.
But I find it interesting that you're saying that it's going to get overpopulated.
yeah.
Which I never thought about, but it probably is true.
Yep. Especially as technology keeps moving forward and people continue to generate an interest for a more impactful career.
Yeah.
Like I run into it every day where like people just don't want to work at a job of nothingness.
Yeah.
They want something tangible. They want something that they can, build. And they can go do that without going into debt, without having to go through schooling. Like you can do it right now. So, yeah.
And would you say that everybody, the old saying was like, work's not supposed to be fun. I think you found what you find fun.
Yeah. Every job has its days. It's a job. Like there's going to be bad days, but I do enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
Like I get to
it.
Yeah. I get to do a different thing every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of made your own.
And and my job is even very different than any other job ever. But, that's not to say that if I had to pick one part of my job to do every day, I could do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
Like I could definitely stick with, one thing, whether it's running equipment, training people, the marketing side of things, estimating. Like I like all those things enough that the reason I do them is if I had to stick with one thing, I could probably do that.
Yeah.
And feel fulfilled. The problem is I can't stick with one thing because my mind goes in so many different directions. And at the end of the day, like my whole thing is, even though I don't own the company, I treat the company as if it's my own. And I'm trying to, anything that I do, I'm trying to build the whole idea of what I'm doing up.
Yeah.
Right.
So like that's why I've attached myself so heavily to like the clearing and demolition side of our company because it's got so much untapped potential, and like that's a market that I feel like we can tackle really well with our fleet and our skill set and all that stuff. So like I think about it constantly, all day long. Like I'm always thinking about a faster way to do things, or like how can we go after this customer? Like how can I get in front of these people?
Right.
How can we do things better, faster than the next guy?
It's awesome.
In every aspect of what we do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, Eric, here it is. Culminate everything. Let's boil this all down. You have an audience in front of you here. You're influencing the construction.
No.
We all are, but you are a foamer.
He's foamer.
He's foaming.
Yeah.
You are foaming it up.
Foaming. We'll leave with this. So the other day, I said to myself, I wish I would have spent more time in some certain moments. Okay. There's parts of my life that I feel like I was rushing through. So when I was an operator, for example, I've been in an operator spot at a lot of really unique places and a lot of really unique situations, working for different companies, doing crazy stuff. And I've always been in those situations in a mindset of like, okay, I just want to go home. I want to go do the next thing. I want to be a foreman. I want to, do a different task. And I wish I would have spent more time in those moments just being there. Because there's nothing I can do to make that go faster or get to the next thing faster.
Right.
And had I spent more time actually like being in that moment and learning what was going on around me and like sponging some of that stuff in, I just wish I had more of that information available to me for what I'm doing now. Like it was always something I was like, I'm never going to need to do this. I'm never going to have to learn this. You're already there. You just absorb it. Yeah. The same thing, like you can apply that to anything in your life.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like I've been trying to get off my phone more. I've got too much screen time.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be more in moments because time is not available for sale. We're spending it every day. So I'm trying to just be there in those moments of time sponging. So for whoever needs to hear that, do that more today.
I think
that was great.
That's a valuable lesson. Time is the one thing you can never get back.
Yeah.
And
if you're there spending the time, you've already bought the ticket for the movie. You might as well watch the whole thing. Don't walk out of the theater.
So how do you, and would you say that's what you're kind of doing with your content? You're capturing the moment.
More or less. Yeah. So I've gotten a lot better at just like taking photos of things. So, okay. A lot of the things I wish I could see more of my past via photo, I don't have access to because I always used to think that there's this time period from like when I was working for with my family company to when I started to doing it professionally. I always thought that like I had to take photos and videos with a professional camera. I never really used my phone camera a lot. So like most of the photos I have from like that time era are minimal. And now that's the stuff I will overshoot. It's like stuff I want to remember or think about.
Yeah.
Right.
A good example is that road builder we were talking about.
Yeah.
So like we were like looking at that other brand of road builder, and I was trying to explain it because that's something I run into a lot too, where like I've got too much knowledge.
Yeah.
And I spend a lot of time catching people up to where I am on my thought process.
Yeah.
So the road builder is a great example of that. So like need to get a road builder, need to get a rotoback grapple, need to get something set up for a certain task. I was trying to explain to a coworker of mine, like, hey, we need this thing. And it's like, well, that's just a regular excavator. I'm like, it's not though. It's a different thing altogether.
Yeah.
And I realized, like, I can just show you this because I've seen 6 of them and I can remember in exactly in my head where I've seen them. And I can go back to every photo I built on the way here. I went through my photos and I made a specific album of a specific machine with a specific grapple based on photos I've taken from my own library just on my phone. And I was able to present that to, the person I was trying to explain it to. And they're like, oh, yeah, no, we need that. Like, yeah, I know. I've seen this so many times and I know how it works. Yeah. So it's like being able to capture media, like you've said, like, it's a tool. It's a library. It's a knowledge library. It might be like a moments library to some people, but like it's also, for me, it's like how I'm capturing what I'm seeing.
Well, pictures
and I can explain it.
Words.
Yes.
You can put so much in it.
In this case, a couple $100,000.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. So.
Great ending thought. Eric, where can listeners find you?
At home, at work, in my car. Planet Earth. Yes. Instagram.
You're on all the
all of them. Yeah. There's some imposters out there, so make sure you find the right one.
Yeah.
But it's usually just my name. Yeah.
And your picture with the red hard hat.
Yep. No, I don't have a red one yet. I still have my old brown one.
Is it brown?
Yeah. They want me to have a white one. I was like, I don't really want a white one. I don't want a red one either. I like my brown one.
Keep the brown.
Yeah. I have a black one now that this company sent to me. This was like, I said I wasn't an influencer, but I think I am now because that was the first like deal I've taken was taking a free hard hat from this company. And I haven't really promoted. And I told them straight up, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. And if I don't like it, I'm not going to promote it. And I didn't really like it. So I haven't been promoting it.
Yeah.
So I might send it back.
Well, we got you a mug.
You give me a mug so that I am an influencer.
And a hard hat sticker.
And a sticker.
You're going to get a sticker.
I've sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you can put it on that one that they sent you.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I don't have any stickers in there yet.
Yeah.
So,
But really, what the reason we're giving that because and what I want to close here with is I just want to say thank you for all that you do. Obviously for your time.
Sure.
Time's that thing we don't get back.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we've all sat here today, and if you're out there listening, we got to just sit in the moment here with you, pick your brain, hear your thoughts, and just go kind of down the road of what makes Eric Jumper who he is.
Sure. I haven't done one of these in a while, so it was nice to. again, it's tracking moments. So be able to put my thoughts out there and
there's so much more too I want to talk about. So hey, maybe down the road here,
yeah, absolutely.
We'll get you back on here if I need a little help with co-hosting or something.
Yeah, 100%.
We'd love to get your insight again and just keep unpacking that awesome brain of yours.
Sure.
And all the things. So thanks again for being on the IronCast.
Yeah, no problem.
And with that, you want to do it?
Hit the button.
No.
What?
IronCast is out.
IronCast is out.
Well, I wasn't that.
How do you want?
Do you want it again?
Let's Eric do it.
Eric, you
He's a
got
special guest.
And with that,
IronCast is out.